CW here. I got the scope to review. Another TRUGLO. This is the Eminus series rifle scope. This is a 6 to 24. I think it's by 50. Yeah, 30 millimeter tube, quarter MOA target turrets. They are locking. Quick zoom lever, illuminated TacPlex MOA reticle, side focus with a sunshade and an AR mount included. It's a pretty good looking scope. Let's see what it looks like. There's our sunshade. There's our scope. Wrench, sticker, manual, you know, all the normal stuff. Battery, lens cloth, all the good stuff. Sunshades included. Flip-up covers included. I don't know if I'm in love with this mount or not, but it came with it, so it is what it is. Throw lever. I like that the turrets are low. They're not really tall. It's a nice size scope. It's not overly heavy. Nice looking reticle. This is a second focal plane. Little bit of a critical eye box. But it's not bad at high power. I'm only looking here at 6 inches off the end of the scope, a foot off the end of the scope, so not really a fair first comment. All right, we got to get a battery in it. Let's get a battery in it. I buy batteries. Keep them on hand. I don't need to waste your time. Let me get it in. I'll come right back. Okay, got the battery in. Got the mount off because I'm not going to use it. I put the sunshade on. Let's talk a little bit about the mount. Initially, it looked okay. But now that I have it off and I can look at it in my hands, it's pretty cheap. It does have the little tape additions in the bottom to help the scope not move, which is, it works. I like the shape. It's lower profile, doesn't stick up very high, but it's definitely on the cheaper side. It has one recoil shoulder. It could have two, but they didn't choose to make them the right distance, so they chose to make this one flat. Otherwise, it would have been stand up just like this one. It's not overly heavy. It's not overly tall. So in the height, I do like it. You know, it's the height of a good tall ring, and it is a 50 millimeter, so it probably is a usable product, but I don't care for it. I'll set it aside. Maybe one day I'll use it for something. Maybe I won't. Scope itself looks really good. I am impressed. It's pretty good looking glass. Everything works really nicely. When I put the battery in, it was unbelievably hard to turn it. I thought it might have been broken. I got the instructions out just to make sure it didn't only turn one way, or you had to push or pull or hold your right foot up or something silly. But in the end, I wrapped a piece of leather around it and put a channel lock on it and just very, very carefully gave it a turn. And now it turns okay. It just was really, really tight. And I like the illumination. I don't know if I'm going to be able to let you see it here. Okay. Don't know if it's going to focus for you. Let's see if I can make it focus for you. Probably not. But anyway, you can see what it is. It's the center X, the four corners, and then two of the lower quadrants on the Christmas tree. Not daylight bright, but it's all right. It doesn't need to be. It's not that kind of a optic. It's for low light conditions. It's okay. I could do without a lot of this on the sides. Focus works very nicely. I'd call it perfect tension. Very, very nice. Very, very positive. Turrets, I haven't turned them yet. Let's see. Mushy. Not atrocious, but not super tactile. The target turrets are very, very easy to apply. I don't really care for that. They should be a little bit more positive. Windage is the same. But if it tracks and sights in, it'll be fine. Adjustable back to 0, just as you all know about. You take the screw out, turn it, put it back on. All right. Let's get it mounted up and see how it looks. Stand by. And there it is, all mounted up. And I've shown you this rifle before, but I haven't featured it or anything. This is my 2005 build. This is a Argentine Mauser 1909 action that I've done a whole lot of work to. And I spun on a Schillen Premium barrel, 25-inch. I'm going by memory. I don't think it was 26. It's a not a light contour, but it's not heavy. It's what I would consider right for a hunting rifle. It's you know, right in between. Really good shooter. Parkerized blue. Timney trigger, you know, shroud in it. It's had some ramp work done. Box magazine altered for longest operation. Those are millet bases. The old style, they call them Redfield turn-in. You know, the windage adjustable rear. And now this is my third TRUGLO. The first ones were the ones that Alabama Arsenal and I picked up on a clearance. We found them somewhere, and I think we each bought a couple of them. I know I got 2. They were cheap, discontinued, you know, last, just a clearance, get rid of it type of stocks deal. And we found out that they were only water resistant. And I think Wes got rid of his, but I still have mine. I used one on an air gun for a while, and now I've got one on a 223 barrel and one on a 300 black barrel. And doing a little more research, they're going to be fine. They're not waterproof underwater, but when's the last time you had your rifle underwater? You know, it gets rained on, it gets spritzed, and you know, being a scope, you kind of throw it under your arm and you kind of take care of it. So water resistant is fine. It's never going to be a problem. I'm never going to see any hard use, so I decided to hang on to them because they're nice. They're 4 to 14s and they work really well. And the next one was the TX6 that, again, Wes and I both bought. He got the lower powered one, I believe, or I got the lower powered one. He got the higher powered one. He got the higher powered one. He got the 4 to 24, and I got the 3 to 18. And that was their flagship. That was their best. And Midway was clearancing them for whatever reason. I don't know if they discontinued them or what they did, but I've got that on my 6 ARC, and I do like it. It's a nice scope. So I decided to take the plunge on this one. I was looking at 6 to 24s, and frankly, a 4 to 16 probably would have been better, but that's okay. 6 to 24, they've changed a lot, and it's not nearly as big honking huge as they have seemed to me, whether it's a perceived difference or actual, I'm not sure. But it's not a small rifle. It's not a carry rifle per se. It's a longer range hunting rifle built for me. I built for mule deer, antelope, something like that. 6.506 caliber is right there with the modern PRC. Actually, I'm doing better numbers than I see the PRC advertised, but you know, with the numbers that are going on with the 7 PRC being less than it can actually produce, I got a feeling the 6.5 PRC has got some of the same juice, and hand loaded it can do more, and I believe that it should be able to. For me, this rifle is 140 grain bullet at a little over 3,000 feet per second. 3050, 3075, something in there. And the PRC should be able to do that or surpass it. So right on par with the performance of that brand new cartridge. This has been a Wildcat for a long time. One company did bring it out. A Square did bring it out and legitimize it. So it is a legitimate cartridge, but never caught on, never took off. Ballistically, it's awesome. I mean, it's awesome. It'll do anything a little Creed can do, and then a whole lot more. The 6.5 mag, which is another awesome cartridge that was handicapped by the rifle it was put in, can be an awesome caliber. And ballistically similar to this. Again, more horsepower than the Creed. But let's see how this scope works. We've turned into a caliber talk over a scope talk. But I'll get it outside and get a look at it tonight. It's first thing in the morning here. I just got it from the post office box. So I'll get it out tonight in the dusk and see what it looks like. And it happens to be a Friday as I'm filming this, so we've got a chat tonight. So that's going to be good. We'll talk about this, maybe only behind the scenes, but we'll see. And that's it. God bless everybody. I hope you liked the video. If you got any questions, sure post them up. TRUGLO has been a company of open sights, you know, pistol sights more than scopes, and a lot of their scopes and red dots have been cheap. But they do offer some better stuff, and this Eminus, I believe it's pronounced, should be one of them. I know that TX6 is an awesome scope, so give it a check. You know, I'm not selling things, so I'm not giving you prices, but you can look it up and see what it is. It's available on Amazon. It's available in a number of different places. I think Midway has them. So if you like the look of it, by all means. I think these are medium, 30 millimeter medium. I believe they're Burris rings. And this particular rifle, I actually need it higher off the barrel because it's a thumb hole inline, and this is actually a pretty high comb, so it's better with a higher ring. I hope this is going to be okay. It was pretty good with the last scope, so it should be good with this one. The fact that it's closer is just because this is 50 and the last one was 42, I think. So there we go. Any questions, post them up down below. I'm happy to answer them if I can. Looks like a pretty good option as long as it tracks and as long as it sights in. I'll like it. I like the reticle, and I really like the fact that it's second focal plane for hunting. I had a first on here, and that's the reason that I changed it. Love the scope, just it was a first focal plane, and I really don't like that as a hunting scope. All right, everybody. God bless. CW out.